Hello everyone, and this is Brandon, back with another episode of the Learn Kanji. I'm sorry that I missed a few days. I still did the studying and still learned the kanji, but I just didn't get around to making the videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those kanji on the next few videos. The next few videos are going to be a little bit longer. So this video today is going to have around like 48 characters. I believe it's 48, and then tomorrow I'm gonna add more, and eventually we'll get up to the same count that we would have had by going 30 a day. Yeah, so I learned them all. I just haven't had time to put them into a video, so I'm going to do that today. I'm going to start with the first 48, and then we're going to move on to the next ones tomorrow. And then we should be caught up after like 2 or 3 days. So we're going to start with the kanji for star. As you can see, this has the kanji for life and the kanji for sun or day. So I think just like the sun, life, sun, star, that's pretty much like the sun is a star when it's alive. The kunyami for this is going to be hashi, and the onyami is going to be, I believe this is sei. Just going to double check. Yep, sei. So sei and hashi. So hashi means star, and sei is the Chinese star constellation. Next one we're going to look at is room or apartment. So this has a few different components. It has ground. It has this here, which is I, myself. So you could look at this like the roof over yourself, and then the ground. This is your room. So if you have yourself and the ground and the roof, then that's your room. The kunyami for this is going to be muro, and I believe this is muro. Yeah, muro, and the onyami is going to be shitsu. So shitsu means room or wife, and muro means greenhouse, ISO, cellar. Next one we're going to look at is door. So this is the one radical, and then the other one below that is, I believe this is flag. Yeah, flag radical. So the way that they look at this one is that shops used to have flags outside of them, little flags on top of the shop doors. So this is the flag for the door to the shop. So if you think of it like that, think of a little flag above the shop and the door to go in. The kunyami for this is going to be to, and the onyami is going to be ko. So to means door. Next one we're going to look at is house, and this has the radical for pig, which we haven't seen yet. I don't believe we've seen pig. I think we're going to see that later on. So the one below that is pig, and then of course the hat or roof radical. So the roof over where you put your pigs is your home. That's how I remember it. The kunyomi is going to be ie, and the onyomi is going to be ka. So ie is your house or residence. Next one we're going to look at is Buddhist temple. This one I don't have a mnemonic for it specifically, but if you remember the one for time, how we remembered that was Buddhist temple, I kind of just remember this because I know that one. It's got a few different things. It's got cross or ground on top, and then it's got this here, which is the measurement. But the way that I remember it is by remembering the kanji for time. The onyami for this is going to be tera, and the onyami is going to be ji. Next one we're going to look at is traffic. So this has a few different components to it. Utilize, business, service. It's got this, which is just kind of a radical. This kind of looks similar to the radical for angle, and that's kind of how I remember it. So we know that this radical on the bottom here, the sweeping kind of thing with the dot there, that's walk. That's the radical for walk. And then, so I think of like a walking road or a lane or something, and then this is like the angle, so when it's jammed up, it's got traffic, or maybe you can think of it like jammed up cars, and that's how I like to look at it. Or maybe business, there's always traffic when there's business going on. The next one we're going to look at is, actually I missed a few things there, sorry, I missed the kunyami and the onyami. The kunyami is going to be toru, and the onyami is going to be tsu. I believe this is just, oh my god. Oh my god. Shit. No, wait, that's not. Come on. Tsu. There we go. Next one we're going to look at is gate. This is just looks like a pair of gates. It's just basically a pictographic gate. Also, we've already seen a few different kanji, I believe, with this one, or at least we've seen the star or space one. And then there's a few more that we're going to look at later on. The kunyomi for this one is going to be kado, and the onyomi, I believe that's mon. So mon is gate, and yeah. Next one we're going to look at is roadway, street, district. So this is similar to the kanji for neck, except the little slashes up there are generally at the bottom. So I think of the neck of the walkway, so roadway, like the neck of the road. The kunyomi for this is going to be michi, and the onyomi is going to be dou, or do. I think it's do. Yeah, do. Next one we're going to look at is tail or talk. This has the kanji for say, which is up next, and the kanji for tongue. So the one on the right is tongue. When you look at this, I think sang and tongue, like tongue-in-cheek, pale. That's kind of, yeah, I just think when I talk a lot with my tongue, I'm telling a tale. The kunyomi for it is going to be hanasu, and the onyomi, I believe that is wa. So hanasu and wa, or hanashi is another kunyomi reading. And of course this one is say, so this just has a bunch of lines and mouth. I kind of see it like basically the shock waves or the sound waves coming out of someone's mouth when they speak. The kunyomi for this is going to be iu, and the onyomi is going to be gen. Yeah, gen. Next one we're going to look at is solution or answer. This one has a house kind of thing going on, but I believe that's another component. I haven't learned it yet. And bamboo on the top. I just think when you use bamboo to build your house, you found a solution to the problem, which is building a house. The kunyomi for this is going to be kotaeru. Kotaeru. Let's play that through the speakers because I'm
答える
kotaeru. And the onyomi for it is going to be to. Next one we're going to look at is voice. This one I kind of just have to remember it. I can't really think of a good mnemonic for it. Maybe that could be like your mouth or something. Again, it has the flag radical and the ground radical. Maybe if you saw Inhumans, which was a terrible show, but the comics are pretty good. One of the leads has a really powerful voice that shakes the ground. Next one we're going to look at is here. Oh, actually, I missed. Sorry, again. The kunyomi is going to be koe, and the onyomi is going to be sei. Next one we're going to look at is hear, or listen. It has gates and ear, so the gates to the ear would be to hear, or ask, or listen. It's going to be kiku for the kunyomi, and the onyomi, I never quite recall the katakana. I gotta really go over those katakana. Bun. Bun. Next thing we're going to look at is word, speech, or language. So it's got say, 5, and mouth. So the thing that you can say 5 words in, that must be a language. That's how I look at it. Just saying 5 words makes up speech or language. The kunyomi for this one is going to be kataru, and the onyomi is going to be go. Next thing we can look at is read. This one has the ground, it has like a pair of leg radicals, and it has say. I think... So the one on the right is going to be actually the kanji for sell. That's what it was. So the one on the right here, that's the kanji for sell, and this is say. So you can't always believe what someone says to you when they are trying to sell you something, so you should read up on it to make sure. That's yeah. Next one we're going to look at is write. And this is going to have the kanji for brush stroke. That's the one on the top, and day. So I guess if you do brush strokes by day, you're going to be learning to write, is a way to remember this one. Kaku. Oh, I didn't do the kunyomi. Sorry, I keep forgetting to do the pronunciations here. The kunyomi for this is going to be yomu, and the onyomi is going to be deku. This is right, so it's going to be kaku for the kunyomi, and the onyomi is going to be, I believe this is sho. Yeah, sho. Next one we're going to look at is scribe. So this is say and serpent. So you can't trust what a serpent says, so you're going to have to get a scribe to write it down. Or another thing you could think of is that serpents have no arms, so they need a scribe to write down or count what they're saying at the time, because they can't do it themselves. The kunyomi for this is going to be shirusu, and the onyomi is going to be ki. I believe this is ki. It is. Oh, I missed that one. I'm going to have to accidentally close one of my tabs here. So we're going to look at the paper kanji. So this one has the radical for thread or silk, and this other radical here is the radical for family name. So the only threads that tie your family together, your family names together, or the piece of paper, your birth certificate. The kunyomi for this one is going to be kami, and the onyomi is going to be shi. Shi. Shit, it's more like Chinese, I guess. Pronunciation. Shi. The brush stroke picture here, for this kanji, is going to have the parts of rice field 1 and then this enclosure radical, which is an open box enclosure. I just kind of think it looks like a picture hanging on the wall. That's how I remember it. It kind of looks like a pictograph of a picture, but you might think of it slightly differently. The kunyomi, the primary one, there's quite a few here, but I'm just going to read off the primary one here, is egaku, and the onyomi is going to be ga. And let's make sure that I got this right. Egaku.
Egaku.
Egaku. We're going to look at, so this one's picture. So this one is more like a brush stroke, I guess, and this one's like a picture or drawing. So this is the one on the right is the kanji for meeting, and the one on the left is the kanji for thread. So the mnemonic for this one is that a picture is when all the threads meet together to make a picture, if you were to maybe do some embroidering or some thread work. The onyomi, because this one has no kunyomi, is going to be, I believe this is kai. Kai. The next one we're going to look at is the one for map, and this one honestly just looks like a pictograph, like X on the map marks the spot. The kunyomi for this one is going to be e, and the onyomi is going to be zu. Next one's craft. We've already mentioned this one before because it's a common radical in a lot of the other things we've looked at. It kind of just looks like one of those metal bars that go in a building, like if you think like Donkey Kong. That's how I like to remember it. The onyomi for this is going to be ko. Next one we're going to look at is teach, or faith, or doctrine. It's going to have the kanji on the left here. We're going to look at that at another time, but that's the one for filial piety, which means basically like child's respect. And the other one on the right is hit. So if you think of like traditional old age education, spare the rod, spoil the child, striking, and child's respect were like the two cornerstones of early education. Whether or not we agree with those is maybe a different thing, but that's how I like to remember this one. The kunyomi for it is going to be oshieru, and the onyomi for it is going to be kyo. Oshieru. Oshieru means to teach. Next one we're going to look at is clear up, and this has the symbol for day and blue. if you remember the one for blue or green. So if the sky is blue, I guess that means it's clear up. That's how I like to remember it. The kunyami for it is going to be hareru, and the onyami is going to be sei. So hareru means to clear up. Next one we're going to look at is think, and this is rice paddy and heart, but I like to think of it as like brain. Sometimes people think of the symbol kind of like a brain. If you use your brain over your heart, then you are thinking. The kunyami for it is going to be omo, and the onyami is going to be shi. Next one we're going to look at is consider or think over. This was one of the ones I kind of just remember. It's got a few components in here. I know there's always something in Anki, but I don't always like do well with that. So it's got the symbol for old man or old age, and then it's got the enclosure symbol. So maybe as you grow old, you consider things or think. Yeah. The next one we're gonna look at is its kunyami is going to be kangaeru. Let's try to see what Google tells us this sounds like.
考える
Kangaeru. And ko. So kangaeru is to think about something. Next one we're going to look at is know or wisdom. This is basically darts and mouth. So if something comes, basically when you think of something, if it comes out of your mouth like darts, then that means you know or you're wise about it, because if you're knowledgeable, then something will shoot out of your mouth like darts. The kunyami for this one is going to be shiru, and the onyami is going to be mo. I believe this is mo. Chi. My bad. Chi. Man, I'm so bad with katakana. Next one we're going to look at is genius or years old. And I know there's a mnemonic inside Anki if you look at that one, but I honestly just have to remember this one because whatever they put just doesn't really work for me. So this is just one of the few that I kind of just remember. Its onyami is going to be, I believe this is K, but I could be wrong. No, it's sai. Again, my katakana is terrible. Next one we're going to look at is logic, arithmetic. So this one here has the symbol for king, and this thing here is the parent's home. But some people like to think of the symbol on the right as looking like a computer, and the computer is the king of logic. That's one of the mnemonics. You could also think that the king of the parent's home, the king of your home is logic and reason. If you live in a logical home, if you live in an emotional home, maybe that one doesn't work for you. Or maybe it does because you'll think of it and remember how ridiculous that is. The kunyami for it is going to be kotowari. I think this is kotawari.
断り
Kotowari. And the onyami is just going to be ri. Next thing we're going to look at is calculate, divining numbers. So this kind of looks like an abacus made out of bamboo. It's got a few symbols in here. It's got bamboo, it's got I, it's got whatever this thing is, which is 20, I guess. I just like to think of it like a calculating machine. Also, remember how the bamboo looked like that in the other thing with the house, and that was solution, so calculating can help you find a solution. Its kunyami is going to be soro. And its onyami is going to be sun. Next one we're going to look at is make or production. And this has a man and then whatever this is. Maybe it looks like kind of like bamboo. It's got this change as a component. Again, this is kind of one, there's probably a story in there, but I have a really hard time with this story for this one. I kind of just have to remember it also. There are a few that are going to be like that, where I can't really think of a mnemonic, or the mnemonic never really helps me. I just kind of had to practice the symbol a lot to remember it. The kunyami for it is going to be tsukuro, and the onyami is going to be saku. Next thing we're going to look at is beginning, former, or time. This has legs and two. Yeah, this is another one. There's quite a few in here. I'm gonna have to look at the Anki stories again and go over them. Maybe I just never really found that they helped me for some of them. There's a lot that they really helped me for, but if you can think of a story, definitely do, though, if that works for you. I just kind of know this one. It means beginning, former time, or origin. Its kunyomi is going to be moto, and its onyomi is going to be gan. This one is food. And it's going to be ku, or it also has tabe too. Taberu is going to be like food. So and ku is shoku is the onyomi. So it's got quite a few here. Taberu is going to be something you're going to hear quite a bit. And I might be able to look up the story real quick. Let's see if I can. I'm going to look up on Anki. Well, you guys. So people are saying it seems like a table with an umbrella on top of it at a restaurant. So I guess that's how they remember it. Next one we're going to look at is meat, and this one actually finally does have a mnemonic after we looked at 3 that didn't have really that great mnemonics in my opinion. Like even the table thing doesn't really work for me. But this one here is meat, and it has the person and inside. So the inside of a person is meaty. So that's how we remember this one. Shishi is going to be the kunyomi, and niku is going to be the onyomi. So niku means flesh or meat, and niku is used a lot more than shishi. But I think shishi is used for other stuff. Like here it's shishiai means plumpness or fleshiness. Next thing we're going to look at is horse, and this is actually supposed to be a pictograph, but it also looks like bird without the like upper part, so you can think of it like that. Bird's going to be in a few other ones. But if you think like this is the tail down here, and maybe these are the feet, and then this is like the body, think of it like a horse. Its onyomi is going to be uma, and its kunyomi, and its onyomi is going to be, I believe this is ba, but I'm going to check just to make sure. Yeah, it is ba. Next one is cow, and they're going to, I'm looking at Enki right now actually, and their mnemonic seems to be a cow tried to climb a vermilion tree, but in doing so it broke its 2 bottom branches off. A cow bleeds vermilion when you cut off one of its legs. It's kind of a weird, see, some of these have some really weird mnemonics, man. Like they do not help me at all, but if they help you, all the power to you. But again, this is another one that I just personally memorized by myself and just kind of pounded it out and know what it looks like now. It's pretty common, actually. They're saying it's 1202 out of 225,000 most commonly used in newspapers. But if you're going to like restaurants and stuff, you'll see this like all over the place for like food and stuff. Like whenever I go to Chinatown, I see this symbol a lot. So its kunyomi is going to be ushi, and its onyomi is going to be, I think this is gyu. Yeah, gyu. Then we're going to look at fish. So the mnemonic for this one is, this is the mnemonic for bound up enclosure, rice paddy, and fire. So if you think of cooked rice bound up like sushi, then you can think of fish. I know that's a little weird, but that's, maybe you think of fish on a spike too, cooking on a open fire. The kunyomi for it is going to be uo. Just that. Uo. Whoa. Okay. I guess another one is sakana. And I guess sakana is going to be fish. Sakana. And kyo is another one. Here. Or no, gyo. Is that gyo? Yeah, gyo. So, next thing we're going to look at is bird or chicken. And this kind of looks like a chicken, like, standing up and like putting its little head forward. That's how I remember it. This one's another one you might just have to remember. Its kunyomi is going to be tori, and its onyomi is going to be, I believe this is cho. This one's going to be feathers, and it just looks like feathers, like spread back on the back of a bird, like its little wings. That's how I remember it. And its kunyomi is going to be ha, or wa, or hawa, and its onyomi is going to be u. So, or hare, sorry, this is hare. So hare means feather or plume. Or hane, my bad. Hane. This is hane. Next thing we're going to look at is chirp, and this has the symbol for bird and mouth. So the sound that a bird makes when it opens its mouth is a chirp or a cry. Naku is going to be its kunyomi, and its onyomi, I believe this is mei, but it could be, yeah, mei is going to be its onyomi. We're going to be coming up on our last 8 here. So the next one we're going to look at is, we're actually going to go to the beginning, sorry, is barley or wheat. So this one here is basically, if you think the top thing looks like wheat and the bottom thing is teetering legs, barley is what makes beer. And when you drink barley or wheat drink, then you will have teetering legs and you will be drunk. The kunyomi for it is going to be mugi. And the onyomi is going to be baku. So mugi is wheat. Yeah. Next thing we're going to look at is rice. This is also USA. It kind of looks like chopsticks grabbing a tree. So if you think like rice is a tree plant or something and you have the chopsticks, then you can grab the rice with it. Its kunyomi is going to be kome. I believe this is kome. Yeah. Kome. And its onyomi is going to be bei. Bei. Next thing we're going to look at is tea. And there's 2 different ways of looking at this one. I like to think of it as just like tea is the ambrosia of the gods. Tea is just a delicious holy drink. And it's made out of grass. So it's the thing on top is grass, and then this is the holy drink. So the holy drink is tea. The holy drink made out of grass is tea. The other way you can look at it is that this is just like an umbrella. This is grass, so it's still a grass-based drink, but that this is like kind of an umbrella and a little stick sticking out for the tea. Like if you had a special fancy tea with an umbrella in it. The onyomi for this is going to be, I believe this is cha. Yeah, cha. Like cha time. Next thing we're going to look at is color, and this is basically looks like a mosaic, but when you break up the enclosure into tiny little pieces, you realize that only the color is what matters. That's how people remember this one. This is one of the ones I just have to remember by myself because that doesn't really help me, but I thought I would prepare that story, and hopefully that helps you a little bit. The kunyomi for it is going to be iro, and the onyomi is going to be, I believe this is shoku. Yeah, shoku. Next thing we're going to look at is yellow. This is another one I just remember. The next few, there's one I think out of the next 4 that I have a mnemonic for that I use. But the mnemonic that most people use, I think, for this one is that it looks like a salad, and then there's yellow chicken feet sticking out of the top of it, and they were surprised when their salad had yellow chicken feet sticking out of the top of it. But for me, this is just one of the ones I have to remember because that story doesn't really work that well for me. Maybe it will after I've told it to you guys. The kunyomi for it is going to be ki, and the onyomi is going to be ko. Next one we're going to look at is black, and this is your parents' home and fire radical. So I think when you light your parents' home on fire, it will turn black. And that's how I remember this one. So this one I actually have a pretty convincing mnemonic for it. Its kunyomi is going to be kuro, and its onyomi is going to be koku. So kuro means black. The next one we're going to look at is come or do. And this one here is it's got tree and rice. So maybe when the rice becomes fully grown. I guess I can kind of think of mnemonic. I actually think I thought of this before, but let's see. When the rice turns into a tree, when it's fully grown, that is when it is due to be plucked. So that's when it is. So the rice comes when it's fully grown. That's what we're going to go with for that one. Kuru is its kunyomi, or its primary kunyomi. It's got a lot there, but I'm not going to read them all off. And its onyomi, let me see if I can grab them, is going to be rai. Next one we're going to look at is the final one for today, Kanji 208, and it is going to be going, journey, carry out, conduct. This one has a few different things. Again, this is one of the ones I just remember because none of the mnemonics work for me for this one. It just looks too weird. There's something like somebody said it looks like a bridge and you're going over the bridge of the water. I don't really see that, but if you see that, that's great for you. Its kunyomi is going to be iku and its onyomi is going to be ko. If you stuck along up till 208, congratulations. We've breached the 200 mark on our kanji learned. We're going to keep hammering at it, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. I'm going to try to make that video tomorrow to get the next ones and catch up, and then we'll be back to going to 30 a day. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Bye.